I know, you're a totally normal person off the camera, but sometimes it seems like when you sit down to record a video, you're trying to remember your notes, your brain freezes up. It's like a total personality vacuum. You want to keep looking off to the side or down at your notes, but you know you shouldn't because it breaks that eye contact. Today, I'm going to show you 4 steps how you can use a script without using a teleprompter. You can sound like you can get your message across, and a couple of tips to help with the editing. But before we get to that, we need to look at what's happening in your head. The script freeze. If you are using a teleprompter, you can easily get script freeze. And script freeze is what happens when you're trying to read instead of talk naturally. When you read, you lose the connection with the person watching you. You've sat down, you've pressed record, and suddenly, why does it feel like you're giving a presentation to a hostile crowd? How much fun is that? And you don't need to remember every single word because that just zaps your energy, and that energy is better spent elsewhere on your video. You just need to understand the core of the sentence and then just say it in your own real voice. And give yourself permission to be a little bit messy because, truth be known, if you stumble over some words here and there, well, that's just a bit of a trust building exercise, quite frankly. How do we actually record a video using a script as a guide without losing our minds? We chop it up. Okay, step 1, break your script into scenes. Instead of memorizing, take your script and just know that you are going to be glancing at it, looking at a sentence or two, and then you're going to come back to your camera and you're just going to deliver it naturally and just with feeling, like the way that you would if that idea had just come to your mind and you hadn't pre-thought it up. So we've chopped up our script and just think of them like tiny little scenes, because think of a TV show or a movie. They don't film from the start all the way to the end. They've got lots of tiny little scenes, kind of like same thing, what I'm talking about. Plus, in all honesty, I put my notes in 18 font. If you're anything like me, I tend to just go for like 1 or 2 sentences, and then I might even like change up the words from my script, because at the end of the day, your script is just a guide. Like, spit it out. Just say what's on your mind. And you know what? All the stop starting is kind of actually fun because, I don't know, you might think of a better way that you want to say it, or actually you might read your script and think, I don't like the way those words sound a little bit unreal, like they don't sound like spoken language. So you want your video to be in spoken language. That's a classic example of something that I haven't actually put in my script. When you write stuff down, you are writing down written language. I don't know about you, but I can definitely tell the difference between somebody saying written text or they are just saying what's on their mind and they're referring to bullet points. So you are reading your notes, like you're getting a glimpse of the notes that you wrote and you're having to think about it, and then you are just saying it in the most natural way that you can think of in that moment. There's no failure because you haven't spoken all the words in your video that are exactly the same as the text and the notes that you wrote up beforehand. So it's quite low stress, I have to say. Number 2 is the eyeline rule, and to me, there's a couple of ways to do this. If you can, try and put your script like directly behind your phone or your camera that you're recording on. You can be slightly glimpsing away and it looks like you're just taking like a moment to think about what to say next. I've got my script actually just slightly off to the side here. When I'm finished saying this, I'm going to just have a look at the next thing I want to say, have a quick think about that, and then I'm just going to talk about that. It's a casual chat with a little bit of stepped up energy. That's why I will listen to some music, before, like as I'm getting ready to start filming, and I'll do silly things like read my script. If I've got one, I don't always have one, but read my script like really, really fast and in a bit of a silly voice, and I'll try and be a little bit dramatic with it just to get my brain a bit relaxed and just make me like not let my shoulders come up like this because I'm about to press record. Like, okay, let's just be normal. People want you to be normal. What about you? So I want to hear about your most creative, janky setup where you've like stuck your notes before when you've been making videos and been wanting to keep some notes nearby. Like, I want to hear about it, like coffee cup stuck onto a book like I've got here. Step number 3 is edit markers. So you've finally got your footage and suddenly you realize you have half an hour of stop, starts, lots of footage, and your video is only going to be about 5 minutes long. Trying to find a good take takes a whole lot longer than the 5-minute video that you're going to put out. Where do you sit on the love-hate relationship with video editing? Do you love it or do you hate it? Tell me in the comments. I'm curious to see where everyone lands. What is an edit marker? An edit marker is when you just finished doing a bad take and you just think, oh yeah, I've just like super fluffed it there and I forgot the line that I've just read. And so you can do click your fingers or you can clap your hands. So then when you go to your editing software, you can look for the spike in the audio, which tells you that you can just zoom past all the d and go to the big one that tells you when you're editing that you are starting a new piece, if you like, editing. I don't actually mind it, but it depends how long it takes me. And it just depends if my software is, my tools are performing badly. Yeah, I do blame my tools. Okay, number 4, step 4 now. If you don't like the kind of style, like my editing style is I will have cuts that my head will be here sometimes and then the next cut my head will be over here or something like that. And I actually just quite like that editing style because I like to cut out the pauses. If I didn't want to do that, and if you don't want to do that, the way that you cover up all those, I guess we'll call them jump cuts, is by putting some B-roll over those cuts. I'm saying this because first of all, you're not going to be able to put B-roll over every single jump cut. So you might decide where you want to put them, but it's a really good idea. Now, super briefly, what is B-roll? B-roll is any imagery that is not you. If you're doing a talking head style of video, it's where the video will then just stop being of you and then you might bring in like some scenery. Like if you are going for a walk, you'll take some footage of the scenery that you're walking past, and that's a way to hide some cuts. So there you go. There are the 4 steps. The first one is to break it into chunks. The second one is to put your notes nearby, like either straight behind your camera or your phone if you're doing video on your phone, and just being aware like of the eye line, like where you're looking. Number 3 is editing, like you can use the little like click your finger or clap your hands. And number 4 is you can hide your jump cuts with some B-roll. Tell me, do you use a teleprompter? Have you ever used a teleprompter before? Are you watching this video because you have wondered about teleprompters because they're quite accessible, aren't they? They're just like free apps. I've spent a lot of time a couple of years ago when I did do a little bit of teleprompter stuff for my other channel that I had, and honestly, just the whole faffing around of it to me is much easier just printing out some sheets of paper and just sticking them up nearby and being happy with good enough. If you liked this video, then I think that this one here might just interest you.